ladies and gentlemen. Is that what people say? I gotta turn off the weird noise. No, I'm already floundering. Hello, and welcome to my first live stream. As you can see, I wore a suit. That means even if I do a bad job, you're not allowed to yell at me. Hold on. Okay. Right. So I enjoy making videos about my robots. I enjoy talking to people, to viewers like you. I don't really enjoy editing videos. So this isn't going to be like a normal live stream. Probably guess that. It's going to be more like I film a video in real time and post it. And if you want to interact with me, we can go ahead and do that. But also, it's been so long since I've made a real video. I have sponsors, merchandise, which is really cool. You go to makomerch.com, you can buy clothes. Seth officially sponsors me. Sure. Pointing back. Overture sponsors me. With his wheels sponsor me. And I'm officially a member of Team Pandemonium. But yeah, this live stream is, first we're going to talk about my run with Leviathan. And then my annual NHL Finals strategy document. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Is that what they say? That's what they say. There we go. Look at this. Oh, I shouldn't yell at the microphone, right? Right. So I guess, I don't know. Before we jump right into the match, we're going to talk a little bit about Leviathan. My merch will not be on site. My merch is only available at makomerch.com. I'm sorry. But what was I saying? Leviathan. Once the match starts, you'll get a good idea that it's basically large Mako. I wanted to keep the identity of the robot. It uses a servo, and at least in this first match, an actual saw. So it's still not a hammer saw. It's very much Mako, but larger. And I kind of leaned into that because no matter what, if I built a 12-pound hammer saw, people are just going to call it Big Mako. So it might as well be Big Mako. So yeah, it's a big wide bot, a big chonky servo. And in this first match, I'm using a big off-the-shelf saw right on a drone motor. And my first match, right into the fire, as you will, is against Blue Marlin, which he's a very good competitor. But archetype-wise, I figured it's pretty good for me. But like, let's watch it. What am I? Here we go.
Bob Bellinson.
Maybe, is this loud enough?
Pennsylvania, my bad. This should be a great fight. Both experienced teams here. Beautiful coloring on Leviathan.
Trying to make sure that I don't
I love these neon robots.
3, 2, 1. Fight, robots.
The strategy's going to be like every match.
It's a real treat for us when they're so bright, too. It's easy to follow.
Ramps off. No good.
The chat is asking us to feed the fish. Leviathan is going to be trying to
I
avoid
want
that
here?
fate here.
He's lined up a perfect shot there on Blue Marlin.
He slams my saw.
Uh-oh. That
Beautiful
is
straight
not
up.
what you want to have happen.
That's why you got to
That
be
was real
careful with the overhead saw weapons. They are not
one good
known
thing
for
is
durability and weapon-to-weapon hits, and now
damage is
Leviathan
weird.
has to take on Blue Marlin with a slow-moving blunt hammer.
Hey, you know, enough hits with a blunt hammer is good for one hard hit with a nice hammer, I think.
Blue
What
Marlin
was I
has
saying?
to be feeling good about that. However, Leviathan is winning the ground game on the front engagement, so
You can't hear me over the video, then I'll just shut
the weapon.
Leviathan doing a great job trying to keep aggressive against Blue Marlin, put them in the wall, try and get something loose. It's about all you can do at this point.
Leviathan's going to try and win this.
Is that better?
In a controlled way. through pins.
Blue
Keeping the
Marlin.
front pointed toward
I've
them.
got
They
earwax for
don't
days,
wanna
so I don't know.
expose the backside to Blue
Am I
Marlin's
louder?
weapon.
I'm
They're
loud.
absolutely
Am I too
tearing up
loud
the
now?
floor.
As we mentioned,
Alright, so how the match is going is
TPU
I
was getting a lot of
I
points
damaged
by
his
using
wheel.
their weapon in those engagements.
He ripped off my saw,
Tried to use their weapon in that
and now I'm
engagement
going to try to
points.
control him.
Lost. The motor is hanging now by
Easier said than done.
as they
He's a great driver.
smacked Blue Marlin's
So he
weapon.
smashes me.
That motor can be used
I have to use my unstick pretty soon here. There's Dima. My hair is better.
That was the strategy all along. Seems
This
we're getting
is-
an unstick for Leviathan.
Take a drink every time I do something bad.
Those per fight, Leviathan
On the
gets
stream.
stuck again. They would
Right.
go straight to a counter.
So at this point, you see his drive is impaired,
Still dragging around their
but I know I can
Blue Marlin
still
having
control the
trouble
match if I
getting-
play it
Can
smart.
Leviathan take advantage in the final minute, close off with some good pins, some good control here. That is
Pushing him up,
great, slowing down the
driving his
momentum
weapon into the
Marlin.
wall.
That's exactly what you want to do.
That's something that is very fun. It's not something that happens quite as much in 3 pounds, I've noticed.
Request a pin release.
For whatever
It looks
reason.
like they're unable to release the pin. There it is.
There's going to be a lot of chugging on this stream.
That's not going to count for Leviathan unable to release the pin at the called time.
It seems Blue Marlin got stuck perfectly in the width there.
So just trying to play it cool, get some control points.
Have these control
Hopefully I can stop cheating and I can release the
Can't
pin
release the
sooner.
pin when called for. The judges are instructed not to
as-
count that in terms of the control
Don't.
score.
I'm a
With
bad,
about 10
bad boy.
seconds left here. You want to make your lasting impressions.
You got to think Blue Marlin is mostly winning this in damage, however, with
That's the
five
match.
seemingly.
Okay. So, Leviathan won that match on a JD. And like some of those other nerds, we're going to actually show the JD. You can see how it shook out. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think I kind of got away with more than I should have. I was unable to release a lot of the pins. That was not intentional. There was a few factors there. I have hooked forks, and they sort of hooked onto Bob, his robot, Blue Marlin, in just the right way. But another interesting dynamic I wasn't thinking about is that Mako, the servo moves a lot faster, and there's a lot more weight percentage-wise, so I can shake myself out of any sort of hooked-in situation. Couldn't really do that in this match. So if I'm honest with you, I think the judges kind of screwed up with the control. His damage is fair. Aggression, I don't know. I was surprised I won this match, if I'm honest with you. I think it should have been a lot closer, and I unintentionally cheated by holding pins too long. But Bob was nice enough to give me my very first... Oh, let's go. I got cool guy extra judging points, apparently. Bob got cool guy points in my book by giving me my first ever 12-pound trophy. So yeah, that was a great match. Very happy that I got to face such a good opponent. Very upset that I only really got in one good hit, and the saw went flying off, as my robots tend to do. But got the win. Sometimes you steal some. Sometimes they get stolen from you. There's times I watch that match where I really think I won it, and there's times where I don't think I really did. So, really tough one to judge. But we're moving on to one that's not hard to judge at all.
Getting under and
This thing
tossing
will
Leviathan
start.
over the air. That means Leviathan will have to go around another side, and that'll be really, really hard for them. Already needing to
So now,
control the fight to
I am up against Xenomorph, which is
difficult.
a massive
So I
vert.
think we'll learn a
You
lot
see it,
from
and
this
it's like
engagement.
the size of
Absolutely.
Synthesis
Look at
30.
the size comparison.
It's crazy.
These are two robots that
You guys like Rick and Morty?
lock horns. The question is, which one's going to have the upper hand? Just like you were saying, either.
That was a joke because I burped. Also, you can see Leviathan was designed to be like a massive bot. Like you see it and you're like, what the heck? Why is it so wide? That same exact thing happened when I saw Xenomorph. And another thing is I was talking to newest member of Team Pandemonium, Ben, who runs the wall, and he tends to run longer forks on the outside. I tend to run them, or no, he tends to run them on the inside. I tend to run them on the outside. I think we could do a whole dumb stream about fork theory. That's a cool band name too, Fork Theory. But what I'm getting at is I decided to run my longer forks on the inside for this fight, and it's probably a bad idea. Let's get into it.
Way they are really going to be battling.
Oh, wait.
For ground.
So as the match happens, if I could drink an entire quart of this potion, then the loss doesn't count. If I could drink 2 quarts, then I actually get the win. So we're gonna see how that plays out.
Game and for
4,
engagement.
3,
Here we go.
1. Fight, robots, fight.
Cautious start.
Xenomorph off and up to speed. Leviathan winning that ground engagement. That is huge for them.
And then upside down with a quick sub before being thrown into the air.
Yeah.
Look at the wiring is now torn asunder on Leviathan's weapon. That blade is now just a hammer.
That looks
All right,
like
so
hurts.
as you can tell,
Are flying.
I get my butt kicked, but I just drank a lot of that stuff, so it doesn't really count. And sometimes you gotta take moral victories
Movement
where you can get them.
count for movement. We'll see if they start getting counted.
Yeah, I've got a fancy camera
That has gotta hurt.
that like follows me.
Flexibility on Leviathan is bonkers, and now it has been gutted like a fish.
Ugh.
Too much flexibility at the end there.
Enough of the tomfoolery.
Aim, the KO show
I don't want to take away from his epic win, as they say. Yeah, he really wrecked my butt there. It's kind of like you're the bully and you show up and you're really big, but you run into someone who's like a lot bigger. I think that's kind of what happened. Because yeah, Leviathan was designed to control smaller robots, and it ran up against a robot that's like the size of a 30-pounder, and he just wrecked me really, really bad. Oh, let's see. I've got the robot here. Who's Dr. Mr. Trick? So yeah, like he like totaled the whole buddy. This is an AR 500 fork. That's real bent. See, his guts are hanging out. Yeah, like that whole back is ripped up. Pretty sure he smashed like both drive motors. So like, this is basically a totaled robot. I can salvage the motor and stuff, but like, he killed me. Killed me real hard. That's sometimes you win, and sometimes you get your butt whipped. And he's a really nice guy. And I think I sort of made up for it by drinking all of that flavored water all at once really fast. My stomach doesn't hurt at all. Okay. So next, I go back upstairs, swap back to the other version of the robot. And now that I am 1-1, officially, I have to face Chop. Do or die. I beat Chop, I make it into the bracket. If I lose to Chop, I die. And they are a hammer saw. So I am, if I remember correctly, pulling off some of my forks and my wheel guards to put on sort of some cope walls. This is before the prevalence of the cheese block technology. So they're more like the traditional walls you see that a lot of other robots have. They're just in the front, designed to stop the arm as it comes down. However, we get down to the cage, we load in, and go to turn on their robot and realize that their top armor is on in reverse. So their power switch hole is not in the right spot. The referee's like, okay, you have a minute to fix it. They get their top plate off in like 50 seconds, realize, oh crap, we're not going to be able to get it back on. So they forfeited. So Leviathan is officially 2-1, which means it's a good robot. Yeah. So it was a shame that match didn't happen. I always enjoy the overhead versus overhead match, but he made a mistake, and match couldn't happen. I've never experienced anything like that before, like where you put the robot down and then you realize you're a dumb idiot. Never in my life. But we are on to the next match, and that is Leviathan versus Seavert. You know what I say? I Seavert and I hit it. Seavert is a horizontal spinner. It's a mid cutter. For my teammate who makes the wheels, he's a good boy. This one wasn't on the live stream, so there's no audio. So let's give it a listen. Give it a watch. But as you can see, I've swapped onto my wedge, back to the standard saw, because the other copy was obliterated. And let's just let it play out. The strategy here is, pretty obvious to robot nerds. I want to just control the match, wedge him up, stop him from hitting my important hits. But as you can see, he spins fast, he spins hard. He's already ripping off parts of my wedge. But I'm doing decent. He hits my corner and I survive, doesn't rip it off. But oh! So that was the coolest part of the fight. Oh, and a freaking webcam this time. That was the coolest part of the fight, but unfortunately it was really stupid. I hit him with a scorpion attack. And you'd think oh man, that was really cool. I think that's where I killed my motor. So I killed my motor before I even get to go for an attack. Which would have been right here. Instead of going for an attack, I just have to control him. It was very unfortunate. I don't know if I would have gotten through him. It would have been nice to try. Easy Scorp Whip. Mako. I think the live stream's 20 seconds behind, so you should say stuff sooner rather than later. But yeah, you can see my drive is sort of listing to one side. Not sure exactly why. It may have been a ground clearance issue. That's why I went for the Mako attack, and that's why my driving isn't super fun for the rest of the match. Wait, super fun? It is super fun. It's just not super fun. But yeah, I'm gonna smother him. It's kind of freeing to have your saw go down because it means you don't have to be as worried. That was totally planned. I thought he was going to get me a cool 360 spin. Just kidding. Oh, and right here, his motor actually stops. Comes back to life temporarily. Wish this fight was fighting for my life over 80 ounces of liquid. Sweet. Yeah, I'm trying to smack him with my mangled saw comes right off. We all know that. A little tango. He brutally sends my soft line. I threw my butt right. It was real bad. But he went flying into the corner, which was real good. You guys remember that cone robot? That was... Okay. So, what was interesting with that fight is we got to the functionality test. Or I'm part of the problem. It's not Mako. It's not Big Mako. It's Leviathan. Leviathan had full drive, half weapon. Sievert had full drive and no weapon, but last second it burst. It came back to life. That's almost just as bad. And here's the judges for that. So damage 5-1 because he lost nothing in the end, and I lost half weapon. Control I beat him on. Aggression, I don't know. It's hard to judge aggression on that. But regardless, if his weapon didn't spring back to life, I think I had him. That's not to take anything away from him or anything. I'm just happy that it was a close match. It was a very fun match. I really enjoyed being in the big cage, driving around, making big swooping turns. A lot of times in the beetle cage, especially with Mako, the way I have to drive it, it's a lot of turn straight, especially because giving up my side is such a risk. But in the big cage, it's just you can express your driving ability a lot more, I believe. Nice yogurt in the chat. Oh, I've got the sucker right here. Oh, no. I don't know if you can tell on the stream, but this sucker is like 2 feet wide. Is this doing anything? Is this good? I wish my camera would stop moving. He ripped up my wedge mount, which was to be expected. But overall, I think this wedge held up pretty dang good, especially considering it was a rush. It was all AR 500 flat, and it held up. But you can also see that part of the mistake is that the inside of this robot is not good. Everything's just sort of thrown in there, and I believe at the end of that fight, all the wires were just ripped off of the weapon, and like one of my switches had ripped completely out. So when I journey back to the 12s, everything's going to have to be a lot more organized. And another problem is I molded myself 30A wheels. I was going to run with cleats, but then weight was close, so I believe I only ran cleats when I was executed by Xenomorph. I mangled these wheels in that match without even a whole lot of pushing, just driving big dumb robots. So Leviathan is certainly going to return. I don't know when. The November tournament where I qualified with Mako, I actually, it was up in the air. Am I going to run Mako? Am I going to run Leviathan? But I decided to give Mako one last run. And beyond that, I decided to give Hail Mary with the multi-bot. As Mako fans, finheads, headerheads, as you should know if you're a fan of me. Now that's it. We're not going to talk about Mako anymore. Oh wait, no. We're supposed to, because I'm going to do my finals PowerPoint presentation. which is why I wore the suit. Yeah. My goal for 2025 was to get a 12-pounder into the cage. I did. I got one good win. The bot worked for 4 matches, so I'd count that as a success, considering I am a dum-dum who doesn't know a whole lot. Ran a 12-pound robot. Let's say warrant. Oh, my stream bit rate is low. Is that bad? Okay. I have to go to the bathroom. Why did I do that water tag? Now we're on to the next segment of the program. I know I'm fine. I'm cool like Sunday morning. Gotta tell more jokes. Get that bit rate up. I know a lot of you guys don't know this, but Big Bang Theory actually has like the highest JPM any sitcom. It's like really funny. Jokes per minute. I really like when I see that shark robot fight at NHL because it has a lot of Julians per match. Diaper stream. Yeah, there's a stream of poop running out of my butt. Oh, God. We're actually going to take a sponsor break. Bet you didn't know that would happen, did you? And here it is. If you go to MakoMerch.com, you can buy a Turbo Friend t-shirt. You can buy a Mako t-shirt. You can buy a lot of them. Official hand and body wash. Cheddar Goblin shirt. The old team logo. Oh, this arcs back to the original thing. There's a lot of continuity in the stream, which is a signal of quality. I used to be Team Mako. Oh, wait, hold on. I used to be James Buffett Memorial at Margaritaville Robotics. And we were Team Mako. Now I am firmly with Team Pandemonium, so the logo is just Mako. I'll always be on other teams in my heart, but Team Pandemonium, great team. I'm happy to be on it. But yeah, you should buy this stuff because I bought the URL, like MakoMerch.com. Otherwise, like you'd have to go to like this dumb place. That cost me like $23 a year. And like every time you buy a shirt, I make like $2. And if I sell like 10, I can pay for the URL. Yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching my sponsored segment. I wonder, do you guys ever use those illegal apps to skip sponsors? I wonder if it'll catch it on my video. Because I wouldn't watch that shit. Wouldn't watch that shit. Wouldn't watch that shit. Without further ado, the reason we're all here. Mako's finals analysis. Second year in a row. Almost didn't happen the first. Well, it happened the first time. It almost didn't happen this time. But I got in right under the wire. We're going to get right. Seed 1. Jelly Baby. Y'all know, even if I lose, I will only take emotional damage because Jelly Baby does not attack people. Well, it attacks people, but like, this is better. This is better. She's just gonna like try to lift me up and hug me. So, gonna have to Psalm. That's it. Most of this is gonna be in seed order, but I've swapped 2, and we'll see if it's worth it. So, Sir Slicey, I mean, just whooped me in November, but Hopefully we fight later in the night when it's past his bedtime. I know that joke doesn't really work because I already faced him like in the finals. Maybe if something really bad happens and like you have to face him like 2:30 in the morning, then he has to go to bed. So I'm gonna have to saw them in case that does not happen. All right, seed 3. Oh yeah, Mako. This I don't like. This shouldn't happen. I don't know. Like sometimes the desk makes mistakes and stuff like that, but if it does happen, hopefully Mako doesn't turn on, and it should be an easy win. Seed number 4, repeater. Hope that the repeat electronics come pre-soldered wrong. This is kind of a low blow, but especially because it's about Peter and not Ryan. But as we know, Peter sold the faulty electronics in an attempt to sabotage me. But I'm just gonna have to saw them probably. I think that makes the most sense. Seed 5, Comet. This one's pretty boring 4-wheel drive vert. I wouldn't popularity. Gonna have to saw them. Impacts. All right, Lars is one enough. I think we know that. He shows up to tournaments and like wins 4 divisions in a day. It's kind of ridiculous. He's one enough. It's time for the people who really deserve it, like the 35-year-olds like me. I come in here every day wearing a suit, and I don't get to win anything? So I'm going to have to cut him. Did I say cut against him but saw against everyone else? Maybe that means something. We'll see. Oh yeah, Caldera, seed number 2. Hopefully we fight later that night so it's past Glenn's bedtime. Get it? Because he's old? That's why I swapped Evan and Glenn. Because like Caldera was seed 2. That joke hit? Was it worth it? Also, sorry, Glenn, I'm also old. It's just sometimes you gotta make a joke once in a while. But I'm gonna have to saw him. Chainsaw Kitty, seed number 8. As we all know, I already beat Chainsaw Kitty in a very back and forth fight. Chainsaw Kitty worked perfectly, but just could not handle the sheer power of Mako. Lost in a very back and forth fight. I think Chainsaw Kitty gave it everything they could because I had just drove their heart out, but lost. So I'm gonna have to saw them, fortunately. Red Panda. I'm not even convinced Jared is real. If he was real, he'd be on the Discord, and like I don't know, where is he? I don't know. I'm gonna have to saw him. The wall part 2, seed number 10. Weight bonus cheater, obviously. He's shuffling, so he gets to weigh more than 3 pounds. Pandemonium guilt. He just joined Team Pandemonium, so hopefully I can guilt him into not hitting me real hard. My stomach's doing a real bad. I'm gonna have to saw him. Am I doing cool stuff? All right, Vapor Trail. Johnny, I'm gonna hit you real hard, man. And I'm gonna have to saw you. Silent Spring. Why is that up early? Hope that my TPU entangles him again. I feel like that's just the key to beating Silent Spring is usually just cheating. But he is a weight bonus cheater as well. I don't feel that bad. That octopus. Like rapid puberty? Growing pains? Is that a thing? I'm just making fun of people for being old and or young. Mostly because I'm jealous. Gonna have to saw him. Basics. Does Donald even care? It seems like he shows up like he's a Team Pandemonium member. It seems like he's like, hey guys, my robot's still in a box. But he shows up on the morning of and like wins all the time. But maybe I can convince him like, hey, you don't have to do it. Just let me win. But if that fails, then I'm gonna have to saw him. Lungfish. Weight bonus cheater. I think that goes without saying. using rules to get above 3 pounds. I don't agree with that sort of thing. Sharks are cooler than monkfish, so I'm gonna have to saw them. Elytra, big weapon, compensating for something. Your penis. Yeah, I'm gonna have to saw them. Cold snap, weight bonus cheater, obviously. Discord mod. Am I like? Is he on the clock? Is Miles on the clock during NHRL? Because maybe there's something there. Like I could cause a big enough controversy that he has to drop out of the tournament to deal with it. Gonna have to saw them. This is just the same one. But 3 pounds? Sorry. But I do applaud you for not cheating with the whole weight bonus thing. But I'm gonna have to saw you. It's just this is the same one, but red. I'm gonna have to saw you too. Yeah, I know you're a mid cutter, you're not an undercutter. That doesn't really matter. I'm Victus. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't think anyone knows. I'm gonna have to saw you. And I think we all saw you like brutalize Mako, but like that was last year. No, wait, no, that was this year. That was this year. And it didn't count. Alright, counterpunch. Seeing a whole lot of TPU there, pal. Is that because you're bad at building robots? Sorry, that was me. I'm hoping that you get distracted by your bigger robots. If I remember correctly, you've got a 12 and a 30 qualified, so maybe you can just drop out. That's fine. But if not, I'm gonna have to saw them. Bean Supreme refried. So this is one of the slides where I'm just actually not going to tell a joke. Because Ben and Rozzy, father and son team, we started at the same tournament. We both had SSP kits, and we became friends that day. And we've been close allies ever since. But since the day I met you, I've been feeding Ben misinformation and disinformation, both of them. So I'm hoping that catches up and allows me to win. But if not, I'm going to have to saw you. Jackalope. Uh-oh. We know you have 1 Gwentillion configs. Hoping that can cause some kind of meltdown, especially when you have to deal with both Mako and Friendo. I feel like I could have came up with something meaner or funnier to say, but I don't know. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna cut you with a saw real good. Yeah. Alright, strike point. I already beat him, and that was before I even had cheese block technology. So I'm just gonna do it again. Oh wait, you're a weight bonus cheater too. Did I write? No, I forgot to write. Yeah, I'm totally not afraid of you or anything. And I like barely even look up to you and your robots. So I'm gonna have to cut you. Alright, Anubis. Oh yeah, I have to remind Anthony about Amubis. Yeah, you tried to make your robot look cool and you accidentally gave it cow pattern. So everyone made fun of you, and I liked it. But hopefully you feel bad about it during the fight and you get distracted. I don't know. I'm gonna have to cut you. I think, you understand the bit by now. Project Liftoff. Did I skip one? Uh-oh. I think I skipped seed number 26, whoever that is. Oh, that wasn't on purpose. Now I actually feel bad for whoever that is. But I am a pinball wizard. I'm gonna have to saw you. I actually have a pinball machine downstairs. I have to set it up though. We're gonna take a quick pause as I try to find out who seed number 26 is. Is that something I could do? Hey, sound off in the chat. Tell me who seed number 26 is, please. That was mean of me. I didn't do it on purpose. I just forgot seed number 26. I had to do this all manually. I don't see any of you coming out with PowerPoint presentations. But yeah, I'm just going to like ping pong you around the arena. I don't know. All right, Nitro Hornet. Isn't this robot like 45 years old? You're going to have to saw them. I don't know you, so I shouldn't really. Murphy's Law. Someone else will think of a good config, so I don't have to. Because, you know, you've got a unique robot, but everyone's like, oh, I got to get a special config. So I won't have to saw you. Liftoff is 26? Then who am I missing? I'm in shambles right now. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a fool. Anubis 25, Liftoff 26, Nitro Hornet. This is going to really make it so the DVR of this is unwatchable. Where was I? Sorry, I shouldn't really make fun of you at all because I talked to you. Murphy's Law, yeah, I saw you because everyone else is coming up with a magical config to beat you. That's it. Can I win the Golden Brett? I sure hope so. If I get the 8K, I would like to spend it on robots. And I also want to build like an arcade cabinet. That would be fun. Oh, you go to makomerch.com. That was it. That's the whole thing. That's the stream. It's like 45 minutes long. I think I had a fun time. Thank you, my friends, for how will I defeat the house bot? I'll get under him. Try to saw through the switch. What was I saying? Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you to my friends who viewed this. I enjoy talking about robots. I enjoy making videos, but I don't really like editing or multiple takes of this kind of thing. Thank you, Evil Sam. I wore a suit. Like this isn't a filter. Like I wore a suit, so give me some credit. Yeah. I'll see you all in less than a week. And we're gonna fight all night.